welcome to Kickstart 2.0 Day 13. It's flexibility day for those who are doing the weight loss and muscle programs. If you are on the beginner program, you are having a full rest today. You're just going to be chilling. You're going to be maybe going out for a walk, doing a bit of active recovery, but there's nothing specifically programmed for you, so make sure that you just chill. We've got a question of the day that you can answer though, which is awesome, which is what is your favorite source of protein? What is your favorite source of protein? Doesn't really matter what it is, just let me know. I want to find out. For me, chicken. I'm a chicken man. I like chicken. It's very good. Anyway, I hope you have a great day if you're on the beginners program. If you're on the weight loss and muscle programs, well, let's get into it. Make sure you warm up, okay? This playlist involves 2 good starting exercises before 2 rounds of 4 flexibility-based moves. Get onto 1 foot for tree pose. As I said last time, the important thing here is the single leg balance. Move the ring with the shoulders if you need to, and then get into warrior 2 pose. This rotates the arms and stretches the chest, as well as having flexibility benefits for the hips and legs in general. Now we start our cycle. Start with hinge pose, bend over with a straight back as best as possible and move the ring only from the shoulder. Next, stand up, put the ring behind your back and bend over for standing forward fold. This movement is generated solely from the hips, so do that well before getting to the ground before seated forward press and fan pose. For both of these, set up your legs as best as possible like Tip's example, but don't worry about having them super far apart or anything like that. The important thing here is to go close to your range of motion and to feel the stretch without it being painful. Repeat these 4 and then you're done. This playlist can be repeated if you'd like. Get onto 1 foot for tree pose and train that single leg stability before we get into warrior 1 pose. With legs far enough apart, this stretches the hips, which is really cool. You can also adapt it to lean forward at the ankle slightly to stretch the calf, but be careful if you're trying this. Revolved crescent lunge pose is next, which gives a further hip stretch in addition to the back before standing forward fold. Put the ring behind your back and bend over, moving from the hips. Get to the floor for fan pose, positioning the legs as per Tip's example and do a small side bend. This really helps with overall leg flexibility. Repeat tree pose before chair pose. Do a half squat and move the arms smoothly in an arc to get this one to score. This also trains your core. Nice little bit of rhyming for you there. Do more rounds of standing forward fold and fan pose before finishing with seated forward press. Get the legs to within your range of motion with a gentle stretch and press down on the ring with your full body. Awesome work. These yoga-based routines and stretching routines are going to be so good for our general mobility, our stability and our flexibility, which is going to have massive benefits on the rest of the exercises that we do and in just your everyday movement, which is really cool. So a quick fit fact of the day for you: protein. We're going to talk a little bit more about it, and not specific, we know that it's a macronutrient. We know how many calories there are in a gram, but why is it important for recovery, and should you be absolutely guzzling all of those protein shakes? Well, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be guzzling all the protein shakes. Well, protein has many roles that it plays in the body. The main one is repairing and building muscle tissue or body tissue in general, but it also helps with some other stuff. It helps allow metabolic reactions to take place. It helps with bodily coordination. It also helps regulate the pH balance of your body in general, which is really interesting. I didn't really know that until I started doing a little bit more research. It's kind of cool. It's kind of basic sort of definition. I got it from Healthline, but yeah, I've looked into it a little bit more, and yeah, that's kind of what it does, which is kind of cool. The main thing here though is that you need a specific amount of protein in your diet in general, but if you take too much protein in, then over the long term you can actually put your kidneys at risk, which isn't very good. So what we generally recommend is 1 gram of protein to every kilogram of body weight that you have, or 1.5 grams of protein to every kilogram of body weight that you have, or that you're targeting anyway. Sometimes depending on the diet that you're doing, you can do the targeting or your current body weight. Now, if you are doing that, that's awesome. If you start getting 2 grams to 2.5 grams to 3 grams, you can really start doing some damage to your body long term. So you want to make sure that you don't do that, and that's why me saying guzzling all of those protein shakes, showering in it, no, you don't want to do that. But you need to make sure that's really good for supplementing your protein if you haven't had enough in your general diet. That's why you use a protein shake as a supplement, to make sure that you're hitting your protein goals. So essentially what I'm saying, protein is very good for you, helps regulate your body and repair it. You want to have a fair amount in your diet, but you don't want to have too much. Alright, sounds good. Alright, so I hope that makes sense. And yeah, any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today, and thank you so much to my patrons like Rain and John Hartman for their fantastic support through Patreon. Really appreciate that. Remember to like, share and subscribe this video. That would be fantastic. And yeah, awesome. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to be all back for a full body workout.